Hey, healthy humans. Thanks for sticking with me. If you're here, that means that you've stuck with me through a whole lot of ups and downs, and I don't know what I'm doing. And I've the last few years have been quite a journey. I've gone through a lot of changes and transformations, and I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a mom, I'm a yoga teacher trainer. I am a lover of yoga. I am a lover of life. I am a free spirit and someone with ADD who really works hard to be grounded. I work hard to be a good parent, a loving parent, a responsible parent. And I don't really have the skills, I didn't have the skills. Thank God for yoga. Thank God I was doing yoga before I was a parent. But today I actually want to talk about something else. I want to talk about miracles. I want to talk about miracles in life, like the cool miracles, things that just happen, because this couch just came. So, a couple of months ago, I discovered we had mold in the house. There was my son the shower head broke, the shower fixture broke, water got everywhere. The ceiling flooded. Note to self to close the front door so that Lucy doesn't do that. Because I'm not editing it, I'm just going to go as real as I can be because it's the only way that I can do this. If I edit it, I hired a editor for a lot of money. I've hired business coaches for a lot of money. I have done all these things because I feel like I have something really great, which is a way for human beings to heal themselves, a way for human beings to look at our own health and to take responsibility and to take charge of our own health. It's like, take our health back into our own hands. Stop giving it to the medical system. Stop giving it to pharmaceutical companies. Stop giving it away. We're literally handing over our responsibility because responsibility is freaking scary. It's super scary. How many times do I want to say, no, whatever you want to do? I want to defer the responsibility to someone else because it's really hard. But when it comes to our health, I have learned that I can't trust somebody else with my health. I can't trust somebody else with my kids' health. I can't trust somebody else with my loved one's health. And I am not going to rely on companies that say these are foods that are good for you. I'm not going to rely on doctors that say just take this pill and hopefully we'll see if that alleviates the symptoms that you're having. It's amazing that people don't want to look for the hard way, that we want the easy way. And trust me, I am that person. I wanted the easy way. You know how many diet supplements, protein supplement, all of these kind of supplements that I would take to lose weight, to have more energy. I was totally one of those mahuang people. I was one of those I got these at one point, oh my gosh, in my 20s, I got all of these shots in my belly, in my abdomen, all around, hundreds of shots because it was supposed to burn fat. I actually think it worked, but I had to wear a girdle for 6 months. When you're 27 years old, having to wear a girdle for months, that's not very sexy. You know what I mean? It's, and not to mention the pain. Now, luckily I worked in radio, so I didn't have to pay for it. It was a trade. But I was willing to do those things because I was so desperate to be a certain way. What I thought was healthy was to be a certain size and to be a certain weight. And I would exercise. I would binge eat because I'm an emotional eater. I would go to dinner with my dad, and that family, I've had this on and off relationship. Mostly it's been off, and I've tried really hard to fit into that family. Something happens, when people get divorced, you end up losing a part of one side of the family. You can come on over here if you want to. Yeah, good girl. So I would binge eat and hate myself. I was like ice cream with grape nuts on it. I would go out to these really wonderful and expensive dinners and that were just so delicious. And I would come home with I had a roommate, and I would just sit, not even with my roommate, like I'd sit alone and watch TV and just eat till I was sick. So my idea of health was being a certain size. It was being fit. It was being able to run a certain distance. It was being able to, and I've realized after many decades of trying to, of focusing on physical health, that has nothing to do with physical health, right? Physical health is being able to walk. It's being able to move without pain. It's being able to sleep really well. It's being able to breathe. That's a huge one. I had asthma too as a kid. Thank God for yoga, which cured me of my asthma. Pretty much cured me, except for sometimes allergy season or when I'm feeling smothered psychologically. I end up not being able to breathe if I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm suffocating. But today, I actually don't want to talk about any of that. Today is a totally different thing. So we had mold. My son and I couldn't breathe. My kids, my daughters, none of us could breathe. And I didn't really think about it. I was like, gosh, we've been really sick. Like, what's going on? But then my daughter got back to school. She's away at boarding school. And she got back to school and she said, Mom, I instantly got back to school and I'm not sick anymore. It was like magic, like night and day. And I went, something is going on. Well, my son had the water, it's not his fault. The shower was broken. Water got everywhere. The ceiling leaked. It was coming through the dining room ceiling. I called a neighbor who's a contractor, and he said, cut a hole and blow a fan up there, and I'll let you borrow a fan, like a heavy-duty fan, because I ended up putting a blow dryer up there, and I left a blow dryer blowing for like 2 days, and he's like, you can't do that. So put a fan up there so it dries up the water so you don't get any mold. So I did that. Now, I have hanging swings in the house because we have sensory kids and sensory adults, and swinging is calming. So I have these swings. Well, one of these swings had a wooden bar, and after several weeks, I looked up and the wooden bar had mold on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's mold in this house. What the heck? And I flipped out. I ordered on Amazon a packet of, little Petri dish mold things, and tested mold all around the house, which of course sent me into a frenzy because they all come back positive. I mean, the stuff that grows is like, it looks pretty terrible, and you go, I'm breathing this in, there's mold everywhere. So I called some mold places and started the remediation process. I'm going to do a whole nother thing on mold because mold is such a big deal, and even dealing with insurance companies has been really challenging. So I threw everything away. I was so paranoid about where's the mold coming from. I threw out my couches. I had one couch actually, and I was like, that I didn't know how bad the mold was, right? So I hadn't gotten like an official mold report at first. So I was like, nah, maybe, I didn't know. I asked some people, I'm like, can I give away this? Like, I didn't know. So anyway, when mold came back positive that there was black mold in the house, I threw everything away. The couches, the blankets, I threw away shoes, I threw away Christmas, I threw everything away that couldn't get washed or couldn't get sprayed with hydrogen peroxide or rubbing alcohol, which is what everything that I Googled said to spray everything down with, or wash it on hot with a cup of vinegar. And so everything got cleaned. It was, you wash the walls, you wash the floors, it's so. And then I was so bummed. I have a neighbor that gave me a love seat and a chair, which was so nice. So I would sit on this love seat and chair, and it just wasn't, it was small, and it was like, squishy in the wrong ways. And I just felt like a loser. I felt like, I can't believe I overreacted. I threw away our couches. I shouldn't have done this. I was really mad at myself. Like, I love sitting around with my kids, and just whether we're sitting on the floor and we're playing games, or whether we're watching a movie, because I still kept a TV, even though I took the TVs down. One's come back up. That's a whole nother story. We'll do TV another day. But I was really bummed out, and I was beating myself up about it. I did not have compassion for myself. I was I was bummed, like I missed my couch. I missed my sectional. I missed like being able for one of us to lie down in one place, another to lie down on another place. And I knew it was going to be a really long time before I could buy a couch and replace it. And I thought about Facebook Marketplace, and which is where I had gotten the last one actually. And then I was like, but then I have to hire movers because it's just me now, and then I have other people. I could have other people's mold. It could have other people's dog hair or toe jam or whatever it is, and mice, bed bugs. Like you just don't know. So I was really bummed out. And then a friend of mine had to go to the AT&T store at the mall. I rarely go to the mall. I might take my kids once or twice at Christmas time to go get sales, usually like the day after Christmas or 2 days after Christmas. We'll go and we'll go sale shopping for the year, and that's it. I'm not a mall person the way I was when I was younger. I really don't shop. I don't like shopping. I prefer consignment stores, and I prefer delivery. Like it takes too much energy. That was something that happened in grief. You just, with grief and trauma, I can't be around a lot of people. I don't like being around a lot of people. It's overstimulating for me. So anyway, he had to go to the mall. So we went to the mall, and then my son had to go to the bathroom. So we walked through Macy's to go to the bathroom, and then there's the furniture section. And so we sat down on a couch, and I was just imagining, I'm manifesting the couch that I would like for my family to share. And I sat down on one, and I was like, wow, that was like $6,000. I went, ooh. And then I sat down on another, and the sales guy goes, you know what, that one is on clearance. It's 70% off, and it's 20% off of the clearance price. And I was like, what? He said, yeah, like it's this actual couch, the couch that you are sitting on. It's the floor sample. It's discontinued. It's 70% off, and it is 20% off of the 70% off. And I was like, huh? And then I had to go, wait, do I even have that? Like, I don't like credit cards. I believe that they are the devil, that those are products of the devil. So I don't really believe in the devil, but you know what I'm saying? Like credit cards are the enemy. Credit cards are so bad. I don't like them. I only recently got one, and that was so I could get Southwest miles because my daughter is going to college, and I want to be able to fly to go see her and to fly her back and forth. So I was like, oh, and then I'm getting a tax return. I was like, my tax return come back and I do this, and I was able to swing it. It was a miracle. And all of this happened within a month of getting rid of the couches and being able to manifest new ones. So this is that was a whole long story to get to here. But I'm sitting on the couch that just got delivered today. You know what? I'm going to move you away because I want you to see the beauty of this couch. It's huge. There's Luce. Now, there's still mold happening. These are the repairs. The dining room ceiling fell down or it didn't fall down, but the dining room ceiling had all this damage, and, they had to take out the drywall. And here's another thing with this is that the whole thing kind of stinks, right? You would go, oh my gosh, there's mold. Like this stinks. And I was a mess. And everyone I was talking to was like, oh my gosh, so-and-so had mold and they had to move, and so-and-so this and so-and-so that. And then another person was like, did you call your insurance company? And I was like, no, I don't know. I don't know these things. I just don't know. Honestly, people might think, Melissa, you can't be this dumb, but it's true. I really am. I wasn't taught that you buy a home. I believed that you rented your whole life. So I'm learning. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on how to do home repairs. I really have, since my husband died, I have made a point to learn how to do these things for myself because I don't want to be dependent on other things. I want to be able to be capable. I want to be I want to be able to do it. I want to be able. So, so the ceiling's not done yet, and hopefully it's going to be done this week. But I wanted to share the beauty of miracles. And 888 is like my magic number. So triple eights are a magic number for me. And when I see triple eights, I know that my angels and guides are around. I know that I am safe and protected. My son sees triple sevens. Those are his numbers. And well, I won't even tell you what the number came out to, but there were 3 8s in it. So it was, yeah, you know, we could chalk things up to coincidence. We could chalk things up to, I don't know, serendipity. But because I've spent the last several years noticing the coincidences, and I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that things are divine. I prefer to believe in it. You know why? Awe is one of those things that that human beings need. It's soul food. Awesome. Awesome kind of got one of those bad raps in the 80s, right? Everything was awesome. But when we live life being able to connect with awe, being able to, you know, when something just goes so right and you go, how is this possible? It doesn't make any sense. How is it possible? Whether it's 2 people meeting totally randomly out of the blue, whether it's a couch showing up in front of you as you happen to be going to the bathroom, like exactly what you were looking for, exactly what you needed, and something that you could afford literally within $100 or two, like that I could afford this. Yeah, actually, with the delivery, it was right there. That's awesome. There is awe. There is something so much more than what we are aware of. So anyway, this YouTube channel, okay, so that's today's I just wanted to share. I'm not going to edit, and I'm not going to be teaching. I'm not going to with this YouTube channel, I had all these business coaches were like, it's got to be yoga. You got to be focusing on yoga teachers. Channel everything to focusing on yoga teachers. Look, I teach yoga teachers. I love mentoring and teaching yoga teachers. I love the system of yoga. The system of yoga. My life would not be my life without it. I was mad at yoga for a long time because it didn't save my husband. So I was mad, and I turned my back on yoga for about a year, maybe 2. I turned my back on the physical aspect of yoga, but I dove deep into meditation. I dove deep into the spirituality. I dove deep into the oneness that we all are, because after whether it's after my spiritual experience that year, spiritual experiences, I had many of them. I know that there is a oneness that we can't see, and yoga is about the oneness. Even in Hinduism, there's lots of different deities, right? They're not different gods. It's actually one God. There's one God with many faces and many names, and even if religions could all kind of embrace that, there's one God with many faces and many names. And each culture, it's so important, right? We as human beings need to have a sense of belonging. We have to. It's necessary for our survival. If we didn't belong to a group, then we're disowned, we're shunned, and we're cut off from society, and that would have meant death a long time ago. For a lot of people, it means an emotional death now. I struggle with that too, and that's another thing why I've decided to just go live with these YouTubes. Like I'm just recording, and I'm gonna, actually, I don't know if I hit live. I don't think I did, but I'm gonna go live. Because I came from a culture where I have been disowned for speaking my truth. I I have been disowned. I have been ostracized. I've been shut off and cut off and from half my family. And so the fear of speaking out is really real. The fear of speaking truth. And at the same time, you know what? I was born with a lot of lessons in this lifetime, a lot of hard stuff. And I know that other people are going to benefit by hearing my story. So I'm not afraid of, I'm not afraid of hardship that way. Actually, that's not true. I am afraid, which is why if I don't do it this way, I won't do it. If I'm like, oh, because I'll record something and then I'll play it back, I'll listen to it and I'll go, oh, that's bad. Oh, I can't say that. Oh, no. I'll send it to the editor. Again, that's more money that's going on a credit card. And then it puts me into this hole, this financial hole, and I can't do it. So I'm hoping that you're going to stick with me. Like, I hope that I find my people out here. I hope that I find a tribe of people who are seekers, spiritual seekers, who want to be better, who want to live better and want to shine their light. And actually, I know that you're already there. So anyway, this has now become more like a vlog. I don't know. I think that's the terminology, a vlog. And it's going to be a lot more real. I mean, it's all been real. I'm not, I don't do that not real thing. But yeah. Okay. So there you have it. I'm Melissa Uchida. This is the Healthy Human Project. And this is a station that is dedicated to living yoga and to sharing how we can live yoga in all different ways. And this is not yoga like Lululemon. I'm going to do my handstands and scorpions. Beautiful things. I love handstands. I love scorpions. And I love the way my butt looks in Lululemon pants. But this is not that yoga. This is yoga of service. This is yoga of surrender. This is yoga of sitting in discomfort because we know that it is going to make us better, because it brings us closer to our true nature, which is God, which is spirit, which is love. And that's the way that I have to do it. So anyway, thank you for being here. And until I see you the next time, look for miracles. I hope that you get some amazing miracles this week. And if you have any, I would love to hear them in the comments. And all right, lots of love to you. Peace.